everybody, welcome back to my habitat. I'm Andrew Beauchamp and we're back in my basement, and I'm not gonna lie, this has been my happy place for the last like 3 weeks, watching everything grow. It's my happy place until the garden comes, and then I'm like, screw the basement, nobody likes the basement. So today I have a big job of transplanting all of my tomatoes into larger containers and to separate them because I sowed them thicker than I said in the video. I think I said maybe two or three in each cell. I went probably like 5 in each cell, and not many of them died off. I think most of those seeds came up for me. So I'm really needing to separate them and kind of give them some more space to grow and be really healthy. But before we jump into that, I want to talk to you guys about the seeds that I'm going to be also starting today. I have some fun flowers and a few greens that I want to get going. Okay, so today I'm actually going to sow some greens. I have Purple Lady Bok Choy. I have Mutsuna Pink. If I'm saying that wrong, I'm very, very sorry. The spelling is M-I-Z-U-N-A and then pink. But really pretty green. It was listed as a gourmet green. So, sounds pretty fancy. I'm all about fancy stuff, so I'm gonna grow that. Just some ruby red Swiss chard. And another one that I'm not sure if anybody knows about, but I always get a few weird looks when I talk about it, is Mexican sour gherkins. So it's a tiny cucumber that looks like a mini watermelon. It's really cool. You've probably seen these all, and I know a lot of people just think that it's like a Photoshop thing, but no, they're a real thing. And I haven't had them yet. Apparently they have like a slight lemony taste, hence the word sour gherkin. But I'm really excited to get these in my garden and to start growing them. And my final 3 flowers that I'm going to be starting for this year are Chinese wallflower, really massive celosia-like blooms that you don't usually see them this big, but these get very large. I'm very excited to see those. I have some Cosmos. This is the Bright Lights mix. Really simple mix. I really just love the movement that Cosmos bring to a garden. They're just so light and fluffy. When other things can be really dense and look really heavy, they bring a really nice lightness to the garden, which I love. And because I saw these on Garden Answers, I picked them up. They're just Cracker Jack marigolds, but they get high, and apparently they have a really nice smell. So hopefully they'll bring some pollinators to my garden. When it comes to transplanting, I know that cells can be expensive. I've seen that on a few gardening sites, people asking for other mediums in larger containers, because I think most people know, but the yogurt containers and reusing those things. But there does get a point where the yogurt container is not big enough, and that is where I have a solution, and that is red Solo cups. If you've been gardening for any length of time, I'm sure you've probably seen this hack quite a bit. But if you haven't and you're looking for a cheaper solution, let me show you what I do. It's just a red Solo cup, this is a red Solo cup, and then I take a drill and I just drill holes in the bottom. And that is my drainage holes. But if you want to pass me the drill, we're gonna take the drill, take a stack of cups, maybe not that large because it's harder to get down through them. And you can I like to do 2, one on each side of the cup. Oops. And then the other side. Ooh, perfect. And that gives us a hole in the bottom of our cup. Okay. And to prepare my dirt that's going to be going in my cups, all I'm going to do is I have straight from the bag into my bowl here. I have my soil, and I'm going to pre-mix it with some water. So I'm going to put some water in here. It should be enough. And you're gonna get your hands dirty, and that's what gardening is, so we all love this part. Get our hands in there. That feels good. The consistency we're looking for is you wanna be able to make a ball with it, but whenever you squeeze it, you don't want any water dripping out of the ball. You just wanna be able to make a nice compact ball without moisture dripping from it. This is the most simplest way I know how to transplant the seeds. A little bit of soil inside the bottom of the cup. Now, I'm not going to fill this cup all the way. The soil line is about right here, halfway. Take a bunch of tomato plants out, just like that. And I'm gonna try not to break a lot of roots, but if you're having troubles, it's okay to kind of pull them apart gently, just like that. You guys can see that I have a nice little root system at the bottom. And I'm going to plant this plant all the way up to its first 2 leaves. Not the first true leaves, but the first leaves that come out whenever you see the seed. Now, I don't know if you guys can see this. I'll try to get a view on camera. All along the side of the stem of the tomato are a bunch of little hairs. Now, those little hairs are actually future roots. So, if by planting this lower in the soil, this will produce more roots and I'll have a healthier plant whenever I go to plant them outside. Plant this guy further down the cup. Okay, and then once we're all done putting that plant in, that's all it is. It's just one little plant in there. It has a lot more room to grow other than, you know, what it was in these tiny cells with, you know, 5 to 6, 7, even in some of them plants crowding each other. So it's gonna grow a lot better in there. At this time, since I do have so many tomatoes, I don't even have enough red Solo cups to put them all in. So what I'm gonna do is actually thin out anything that's either falling behind or just not looking happy. It kind of breaks my heart a little bit to do that, but it's necessary. I have an abundance of plants right now. Even the plants that I'm gonna be filling with the red Solo cups, it's more tomatoes than I'm gonna need. So what I'm planning on doing is giving a few away to family. And after that, I'm gonna give them away on the neighborhood app, just to see if anybody wants to start gardening, because it's one of my favorite things to do is grow and encourage other people to grow a garden. So whenever I'm on my walks, I can see other people gardening and I can admire their gardens as well as mine. So that is what I'm going to be doing with all these tomatoes. So I'm going to continue with transplanting all of these. I'm going to let you guys go now. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned something. Till next time, stay planting.